Hey, what's up, guys? Mountain residents, fellow followers, it's me, VP. I just want to give you guys a quick look at the Euro model. This is at about as of today, about 110 on Monday. There's a lot going on over there in the Pacific Northwest, way up there past in the Gulf of Alaska is where these storms going to come. Pay attention to all this activity right here and how it develops. It's going to drop down through the Pacific Northwest into just off the coast of Central California is where the main center of the low is going to sit there and it's going to funnel and push all of that moisture upon us. So I just want to take this moment just to show you guys what we're looking at. In the next hour or two, I'm waiting for a couple more models to update. And then I'm gonna sit down in about an hour or two and go over in a full weather discussion. It's probably gonna be 20 to 30 minutes long. I'm gonna pre-record it. It'll be too big for me to put on Facebook on its own, so it might have to go on YouTube. But it's gonna be really, really important that you guys sit down and watch that because it's a lot of important information. Please, I hope you guys take this time over this next week to get ready. This looks like it's going to be a very, very powerful, potent snow producer, stemming from next Sunday all the way through the following Saturday. So start getting everything in order. Get your chains checked, and we'll go over this in more detail here in a couple hours. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what we're looking at and how we're tracking this thing. Talk to you soon. Hey, what's up, mountain residents? It's me, VP. Finally getting to you with your full weather discussion in regards to all the chaos that we are looking at. So the weather systems that we've been looking at, we've been tracking these systems for probably over a week now, almost 2 weeks since we first started seeing indication of some, pretty serious weather conditions starting on the 15th. Original forecast had us starting on the 10th, but then that just turned into a little storm, so we're kind of just keeping an eye on that. The mini storm isn't going to bring us much rain or much snow whatsoever. It's going to be Tuesday through Thursday. High elevation snow tomorrow night. And a very low chance. I think it's I believe it's a 30 to 40% chance. And then snow snow elevation might drop down to about 6,000 feet by Wednesday night or Thursday. So it's not anything to worry about. It'll just be a little wet. It'll be a little soggy. Here's a quick look at the satellite imagery loop. As you can see, quite a bit of activity going on out here. This is our movement that's kind of passing through here over the next couple days. It's filtering. Originally about a week ago, it showed that this was going to hit us a little bit more head on as it came down and rotated. As you can see, this rotation in here, and we'll see this on the other models in the GFS in just a little bit. It showed it going into Southern California. Another model showed like a week ago that it was just going to kind of graze the coast and then just keep on moving past us and then off to the east. So this is the final product moving in over. This is where our cloud cover is going to increase and it's going to cool down. So this is the first sign of some serious weather changes from this nice warm mid to late spring-like weather we've had the last few days. So let's go ahead and jump into the nitty gritty. We'll take a look at the GFS in just a minute. It just updated, so I'm kind of excited to take a look at that. Oh man, did this thing reset already? It did. So that's what I was trying to avoid. I waited too long. So the new GFS read shows all this activity. As you can see, my mouse cursor starts way up here in Alaska, in the Gulf of Alaska, and all this energy starts to brew up in here, and then it starts to move out over the Pacific Ocean. It'll see a big, huge rotating pocket system making its way down through the west coast and then move its way over here. So as this system begins its rotation, and this is the GFS read, and there, as you can see, a lot of this activity starts to develop. And this is going to be Saturday the 15th. The 15th has kind of been the big day that we've been keeping an eye on because that's when all this starts to really develop off the coast. However, landfall looks like it's going to happen on Sunday. As you can see, now take a look at this. This is all cold air. And what we're also watching too is this giant AR that is developing right here. Now, as this system starts to spin, one of the things that can or may change, we've seen this AR kind of be a band and just move straight across, and other reads that we've seen over the last week show this AR being kind of filtered like an actual, river straight through Southern California, just a long, long band. So the next 5 days are really going to kind of tell what this thing wants to do. So this GFS read just updated. What's it, about 5:10 right now? It just updated about 30, 45 minutes ago. So as you can see, it moves through. It doesn't look like it'll fall apart, but it kind of moves on to the south. And then here's the big system, starts to push its way through Southern California, and then moves on, and this is going to be by Sunday. Now, something that I really wanted to show you guys, but I waited too long to run this. Oh, wait, nope, I waited too long to run a stupid Euro model. So we're going to try this one. The Euro model as of noon today, and I have to show this to you before it resets or else it'll kick me off. This Euro model actually shows a much, much more aggressive version of what's going to happen and the overall snow and moisture predictions. So if I reset this and I pull this out, it's going to kick me out and it won't let me see it again until midnight. So this is the first band coming through on Monday. It originally showed that this was going to start on Sunday afternoon, but the newer reads as of noon today through with the Euro model, which has been the Euro model has been a lot more consistent about what we can expect from this thing. The Euro model shows all this red and orange moving through Southern California, which is really, really potent moisture production, snow production. Again, it comes from deep within the Gulf of Alaska. So it is a very, very cold system. This is going to be Wednesday on the 18th as one of the last bands moves. And then new reads also show a whole nother band of moisture possibly moving through Thursday. And just look at all this red. That's just a lot of potent activity moving through our area. So, and then we also are now seeing indications that we might get another potent system that's going to move through here over the weekend. So possibly 4 storms blowing through our area in the next, basically between Sunday the 15th all the way through Sunday or Monday the 23rd. Now I'm going to try to, let's see if it lets me look at it. So the COD weather, actually, you know what? I might be able to back out of this. Let's take a look real quick. Hang on. This website, NextLab COD, sometimes takes about an hour longer to update as opposed to Tropical Tidbooks. However, it is incredibly reliable in being able to go through really the specifics of what may or may not happen. So Tropical Tidbits usually updates like around noon and midnight for the Euro model. This one usually updates about an hour later. So yeah, it looks like it's going to let us look at it. So this is what we're looking at here. So this Euro read. Okay, if you guys can't see through all these ISO bars here, here's California, here's the whole West Coast, Canada, and then Alaska is up here somewhere, hidden behind all those ISO bars. Let's see here. And there it is. Yep, there it is. I think that's the beard right there. So anyway, it's kind of a chaotic read if you don't know how to look through all those dang things. So anyway, all right, let's get back into it. So here's Saturday the 14th. And like I said, this read came out at noon. The next time the Euro model is going to run its update is going to be at midnight tonight. And usually by the time I wake up, I work nights. So by the time I wake up around 11:30, 12 in the morning, the noon read is up there. I didn't get a chance to get on it today. I just had a ton of errands to run today, and I was hoping to get back before it reset. And it looks like I just barely beat it because this is the read that I wanted to show you guys. So the Gulf of Alaska is right here. Now, if I were to get rid of all these ISO bars right here, you'd be able to see that this map actually shows the bend, the curvature of the Earth on the map. So instead of showing you like a flat version with the Gulf of Alaska being perfectly like right up here, it does show the curvature of the map. So the Gulf of Alaska looks a lot farther away on this map and looks kind of weird. It's like way up here somewhere. So just know that all this moisture comes from the Gulf, right? So we're gonna watch all the moisture develop. The low will develop up here, and then it really starts to pick up all of its power and moisture here off the Pacific Northwest. Basically British Columbia, Vancouver area, down into Washington. And as it starts to rotate it starts to move its way down way off the west coast. Off the west coast. Now, here's what I want to see is going to happen. The longer this system hangs out over the Pacific Ocean, the more moisture and energy it's going to develop as it works its way down. And earlier that we saw yesterday showed this system much closer to the coastline, which kind of showed a little bit less potency. So as this thing spins around, this is the first round. So now we're going into Sunday the 15th. The date's right here. The Sunday the 15th. You see this huge system start to develop, and here's your AR that extends all the way down, way out into the freaking Pacific Ocean, right? And it's going to move, and it spins, and now it's starting to move. Now, Northern California is forecasted to get hammered, okay? We don't live up there. Some of you followers might actually live in the Sierra Nevada, up at the higher elevations up there. They're expecting, right now, as forecasts sit for Northern California, Sierra Nevada, parts of the Sierra Nevada are actually forecasted to get over 150 inches of snow out of these systems. Now, that's not us, but we are also forecasted to possibly get quite a bit of snow out of the system, all right? So now watch. As the system rotates, it's going to start to wake its way down, and it'll start to rotate and start pushing moisture into our area. And this is going to be Monday. We'll back it up just a smudge so you can see where Southern California is. And it's going to start moving through the area, and there it is. Now, the first band, like I said, shows the AR will become a band and just, like a bow and arrow, just kind of shoot straight through us. Other indications showed a different read where it would just sit there and run the whole AR straight through us. This one doesn't show that, but it does show a ton of moisture and activity with all of this cold Gulf of Alaska air being driven in and sucked and pushed in through Southern California and Northern California, for that matter. As it starts to move, there it is. Now, we are sitting on inside the southern edge, not on the southern edge. We're sitting inside the southern edge of all this moisture as it starts to move through. Now, this is Wednesday. This is the next round, and look at all that. That's a lot of moisture, really powerful. And then we see another system Friday drop down and move through Saturday, and then another the cold front back in behind it, and then possibly another system, maybe. And again, that's about 17 days out. It's way too early to predict anything past. I would say anything past next Thursday, maybe even next Friday. So that's pretty far out there, man. Right now, definitively, we are looking at Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday is where we're starting to be able to sit back and say, all right, this is actually starting to look extremely probable. It's Monday now, 7 days out. Like, what do I always tell you guys? I was like, 7 days out, we are able to start making pretty probable predictions. Between 7 and 10 days, it gets a little wishy-washy. After 10 days, it's a crapshoot. We really don't know what we're going to look at. So we'll keep an eye on all those systems as they pass through. Now, what I want to do is look over. We're going to take a closer look at all this. All right. Here's a zoomed in version. I really wanted to show you guys where the system was coming from, where it was drawing in all of that cold air and moist energy, and how it was going to affect our area. So now looking closer into the same system, this is still the Euro model. We're going to back it up just a smudge. Wednesday. All right, here we go. Monday the 15th. You know what? Let's take a look at this week too. This is our mini system that's going to blow through here. Starting tomorrow night, we'll see a little bit of moisture, and then going on into Wednesday. And here's a little bit of moisture. It's going to be a really quick moving system, and then it's going to just be on its way by Thursday, Friday. It's not really going to be very potent. It'll be kind of a warm storm, so you can expect some high elevation snow, to an inch, maybe a few inches up there in the Arctic Circle, Green Valley Lake area. And then moving forward, we're going to get back into the 15th. Here's Sunday. Back in the day in Sacramento, there was this car audio store. I thought it was a car audio store. And they would talk about their big discounts on Sundays. And they go, Sunday, home of the worry-free guarantee. Maybe that was Rent-A-Center. Home of the worry. Yeah, I think that was Rent-A-Center. Two different promos. Sunday was a car audio, whatever. So going into Monday. So here's our first round. Blowing through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then again, possibly Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday again. Now, the next thing that we're going to take a look at, that is our rain. Let's talk about possible rain accumulation. This is where things start to look really, really not wishy-washy, but really kind of, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to say it, concerning. From a weatherman, meteorological, and a mountain resident, I live up here too, remember, so this is going to affect me, is watching these rain totals. Now this, I like to look at this because this shows me the total precip accumulation between a certain time frame, right? So I basically move my way to the start of the first system. It'll show me what we're going to see here. This is going to be, there we go. This will be Wednesday. You can see a little bit of green popping up over the San Bernardino Mountains as the system moves through. There's a little bit of orange. See, this system shows a little bit more aggressive of a, that red and orange. So it's not going to be a very long system, and we might get some periods of some heavy rain throughout Southern California, specifically the San Bernardino Mountains, Wrightwood, definitely over Angeles National Forest, and as usual, Santa Barbara. And a couple of spots looking down here in Riverside County also. It looks like it's going to be the San Jacinto Mountains, San Jac. And then, so ignoring that, we're going to bump this down. And now we're going to see the system move through on Monday. Watch these totals. So these totals, basically a little less than half an inch, right? Inch and a half, Wrightwood. I hate to tell you guys, an inch and a half. I'm looking over the Wrightwood area. And then we're going to zip on through the rest of the week. It'll clear out for a couple days, and then the big storm is going to start moving in. Now, this is what starts to concern me, is how potent this system starts to look and how cold it is. And we're going to look at the predicted snow accumulations here in a minute. But I need to see as the system starts to move through. This is going to be Wednesday, Thursday, all this blue, like that's really, really strong output for this system. And this is just in rain, okay? So 11 and a half inches, and this is over multiple storms. So remember, this isn't just one storm, but this is multiple back-to-back storms that are going to produce this type of moisture. 6 inches, 7 inches. That's what kind of is starting to concern me. What really is going to start to concern me as we go into the possible total snow accumulation map. We'll back this thing back up again. Now, if we go into our little system that's going to come here on Wednesday, you don't see a whole lot. This little gray patch, that's some of our highest elevation snow. That's about 7,000 feet. It's not going to get a whole lot. And by the time it gets that far east, it doesn't look like it's going to have a lot of strength to keep producing when it gets out to that area. So we're going to go ahead and move through, and we're going to get back to Sunday. We'll call it D-Day. Actually, D-Day is looking like it's going to be Monday. But here comes the system, and you'll see the totals start to accumulate in this area. Now, if you don't know where this is, if you look at this map, and I had to map this out. You need to know the boundary of the counties pretty well, because I was trying to figure out exactly where we sit, Big Bear and all, because it doesn't really show that. So if you look at the map on like Google Maps or anything like that, so you watch this boundary line right here, there's like a couple small steps down, and the very last step is a step up. And it's the only one in this area. If you find that step, if you just go to Google Maps on your phone, or your GPS, and type in San Bernardino County, and it'll show you this outline. And when you find this one notch that goes up, follow it straight up, and you'll find Big Bear sits directly above it, dead center in the middle of it. And then you can figure out where the rest of this goes, and you'll see where the rest of the San Bernardino Mountains goes, into Wrightwood, into Los Angeles National Forest, and the San Gabriel Mountains, okay? Now, again, this is Monday going into Tuesday, and here's all your snow development. And then it didn't take me long to figure out that this is Cajon Pass. So as this continues to develop, just like a couple of years ago, San Bernardino County consistently over the course of the last 5 days has showed the potential for significant snowfall. Now, am I trying to scare you guys? No, I do not want to freak you guys out, but I would rather be wrong about this and have this turn out to be an over prediction than anything. The whole purpose of me going over this with you guys is to have you guys prepare. A lot of us 2 years ago got caught with our pants down, and you know who you guys are. You guys, I've been seeing it all the last few days. The complacent people. Oh, well, it's just going to fizzle out. Oh, it's not going to do anything. I hate to tell you guys, but a lot of you guys that are saying that right now were the guys that got caught with your pants down during Snowmageddon 2 years ago, and didn't have enough food, didn't have enough dog food, didn't have enough medications, didn't stock up on batteries, forgot to buy the right kind of chains. That right now, as things stand, I've been confiding with a couple, with our local Mr. Ron, and we both are kind of in agreement that this has potential to be a very productive snowstorm, and we are starting to see strong indications above the 50% probability that this is going to be, possibly another dangerous snow event. So it is Monday. We have now 6 days until the storms make landfall. I want you guys to start preparing. Get your firewood. I can produce some phone numbers with you guys of some of my favorite firewood guys that have seasoned dry wood all the time. I've been only buying from them for all the years that I've lived up here. Get your batteries, check your snow chains, get everything in order. Get your fireplace cleaned if it hasn't been cleaned in 35,000 years. I want you guys to sit back and make a checklist of what we kind of experienced a couple of years ago. What things that you can do better, things that you did really well last time that worked. Just keep an eye out, because when I roll my cursor over the San Bernardino Mountains, these are the type of numbers that we're getting right now. Yesterday, was it Saturday? These numbers were even higher. They were around 80 to 90 inches, but right now, yesterday it dropped down to like 60 inches. But right now, preliminary. We're looking at multiple feet of snow above 5,000 feet. Crestline, you are still forecasted to see at least a couple feet. Wrightwood, you are not going to get the worst of this for some odd reason, and you guys are higher than Running Springs. You guys, as of now, on this read, you're looking to get a couple feet. This is looking to be a very, very powerful round of snow over the course of next week. So that's why I wanted to show you what we look at. And here's up Northern California. Here's 180 inches. These are at their highest points throughout the Sierra Nevada, and where that direct hit is. There's a lot of other variables that can change between now and then. That AR could, it could hit us more direct. It could be even more productive than this, or it could be a little bit less productive than this. The one thing that has been consistent is that we know that we are going to get hit by multiple storm systems next week, and how potent and how strong is going to become more and more clear throughout this week and going into the weekend as we look. So I wanted to go over with this to give you guys the heads up to let you know, start planning now. But this is looking to be another really, really powerful round of storm systems that we haven't seen in a couple of years. We're just gonna take a look at the wind predictions. Yeah, those are some pretty good winds, man. February 17th. We'll start with Monday the 15th. Monday the 15th, 16th, whatever. All right, here we go. So this is Tuesday when the main storm is going to start to make its way in. And this is just the GFS. We'll check up on the Euro model in a second here. All the yellow and the red are indicators of, so what, 1, 2, 3, 4, so 40 to 50 knot winds. Yeah, 40 knots. So if you guys are wondering what all these little lines mean, I went over this with you guys like a month ago briefly. It didn't really make any sense. These little, they're called wind flags, right? And these little wind flags, I'm going to roll my cursor over closer to these things. You'll see they're like a straight line. Oh, here's actually a better idea right here. It's like a straight line, and then like the back of a little flag right here. So the straight line where these little other sidelines are not, the straight line, that's the direction of the wind. So you can see all these little black lines all facing the same direction. That's the direction of the wind. These little sidelines, the wind flags, the little flags themselves, are the knots. And each one, the long one, let's see if we can find an easy one to look at. That's not all overran. Okay, let's look at this guy right here. So you see this one right here. It's got 2 long lines and 1 short line, okay? The short line represents 5 knots per short line, and the long lines represent 10 knots, right? So basically just add up the lines, and that will tell you how fast the wind is going. So this one will go back into our area right here. I'm going to have to get out of this. There we go. We are right down all throughout here. So we're going to get back over here. So we're back on the 17th. And here we go. We got 40 knot winds, 30
35 knot winds. And then if you see the ones that just have a straight regular triangle flag, that is 50 knots. You go 50 knots and then you just start adding bars to that. So 50 knots and then a single bar from there. Good grief, my cat knocked my stupid stand over again. So you can see, so some of these areas, this isn't really us. This is way up in the high desert, actually, it looks like. So just with these systems here, we're looking at about 40 knots. This is GFS. Let's click over to the Euro model. We're going to back it up a smudge. The Euro model definitely shows a lot more. Oh, maybe not as bad. The Euro model actually shows a little bit lighter winds through the area, through the worst of this. This is Thursday the 19th. So we'll keep an eye on the winds also. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys. I think I've just about covered everything. I know it seems like a lot of rambling, but there's just so much information to go over as we go through and we get closer and closer to, you know, basically landfall. So again, just prepare for heavy snow one way or the other. We're going to get a few feet no matter what. Hey, can you like stop barking? Hey, knock it off. You know, we're going to get at least a few feet no matter what. So that's all I have for you guys. Take care. I'll tie in with you guys tomorrow as things become more, as we get closer and closer and things became more definitive. And I'll talk to you soon.